Hey guys, Mr. Benson here, doing some SketchUp tutorials with you. In this first one, what I want to show you is kind of how to move around in the 3D environment that SketchUp presents. So there's some tools I want to show you, and some things I want you to get started with. So you're going to notice up along here, I have some certain tools available to me, and these are going to be the ones that we're going to focus on. You can use these tools to do these movements, but I also want to show you the mouse shortcuts, because it's going to be way easier to use if you're using your mouse to use your shortcuts, and way quicker working in 3D using your mouse. So the first one that everybody kind of goes to is the zoom, which is going to be the magnifying glass. And notice if I click and pull back and forth, I'm going to zoom in and out on my model here, where I have a little 2D guy and a box. Okay, the easier way to zoom in and out is going to be using your scroll wheel. Okay, and you notice as I scroll back, I zoom back, and as I scroll in, I zoom in. Now the nice thing with this too is if I put my cursor on an individual spot, like on this guy's nose, and I scroll in, I'm going to scroll right up into his nose. And I can zoom right back out. So that's when you can get really specific. If I want to go look right really close at that point, I can do that. You're going to use that one a ton. I definitely suggest you use your mouse when you do that. If you don't have a mouse with you and you need to use your touchpad, use 2 fingers on your touchpad and pull in and out on your touchpad, and that'll zoom for you as well. That's what I just did. 2 fingers. Let's see if we can show that too. 2 fingers in and out. Alright, notice I'm way zoomed out. I can barely see my guy here. If I need to get back to my model and see where I'm at, I'm going to hit this button right here, the zoom extents, and it's going to take me back to show me my entire model, which is really nice. So those are our first couple tools here, my zoom tool and my zoom extents. If I get way zoomed into something as well, I can hit that button. It takes me right back out. Alright, so the next button, the super important button, especially working in 3D, is going to be your orbit tool, and that's right here. So here's my orbit tool, and if I click and pull around, now I can see all angles of my model. So using that and my zoom tool together, I can zoom out, zoom around, look at the bottom of things, come all the way back over to keep things upside down, and back around. Definitely something you need to use a ton in SketchUp is your orbit tool. Now going up and clicking that every time and using the orbit tool can be kind of a pain, and there is a mouse shortcut on this. So the mouse shortcut here, remember that scroll wheel where we zoomed in and out with? Well, if you hold that button down, it's actually a click, then you can zoom around. So notice if I hold that button down and rotate around, that's going to be really quick. So using just that scroll wheel here, I can zoom in and out and orbit around really quick using one button, which is really cool. Okay. The last button I want to show you is the pan button. So let's say I was zoomed in to here, but I want to pull back up to his face. I'm going to use the pan button, which is the hand, and I can click that and I can pull around, and I don't zoom in or out or rotate. Notice I'm rotating now, but the pan just kind of drags it from side to side like that. Definitely really helpful to use, and there is a keyboard shortcut for that. If you hold down Shift on your keyboard and your mouse scroll wheel again, you're not going to scroll in and out, you're just going to hold it down as a click, and you hold Shift. Now I can pan back and forth. So when you're moving around in 3D, those are the 3 or potentially 4 main tools that you're going to want to use. And remember, you don't have to go, let's say I'm on my pencil tool, I don't have to go click back on those every time I want to use them. I can just use those mouse shortcuts, and they're right there for me. So hopefully this tutorial gets you moving around and operating in 3D pretty well.